Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of TerraVentures. It's Flying Magpies here, and I'm starting things off back at the stadium where we last episode drained the entire ground of the stadium, and now you can see we've got an entire rectangle outside the stadium with the maps over here. What we're planning to do here today is to drain this entire area and start work on the stands, the stadium seats. So that will take a while, as well as put in a few bits and bobs to make the stadium just that little bit better. So of course we've got quite a lot to do, and it all starts with putting in a lot of sand. However, coming around here for the first time in a while, I've noticed two different things. I've noticed this little chest, which you may actually have noticed in the previous episode, but never mind. Look in the chest. Read by the seal boy. Who is this guy? So I've hid something in your base, so find it. See, I'm not really keen for this, but I guess that there'll be something to find. So let's just have a look around. Now, I'm going to have a look around off camera and see if I can find this thing. We'll just put that away and take off with our rockets. I've been searching the area for a long time. I just haven't been able to find anything. However, I have been in contact with the guy, and he's told me that it's from, I can see everywhere. I can see my entire base from there. Now, I've looked on top of all my skyscrapers, and there's nothing there. I looked behind things and there wasn't there, on top of things and it wasn't there. So he finally had to basically spoon feed the thing because I'm really silly about it. And he finally suggested using the maps. So I had a look around, and there's of course this little hole here. So it looks like I found the thing indeed. What's down here? A creeper. That's not that much of a thing. What's down here? Just nothing. Nothing down there. I probably should close that if I can find it again. There it is. And of course there was that pressure plate. I'm guessing there was supposed to be something, so there might be something under here. And TNT. So it looks like he tried to blow me up. That's not very good. And of course it didn't work because this needed to be a full block. But never mind. We're not going to blow ourselves up. We're just going to leave this thing here. We will remove the pressure plate and the TNT because we don't want him coming in later to try and do the same thing back to us. So let's just stick that in, and we'll just leave this here as a little monument. It appears I've discovered a little bit of a bug because when I try to destroy this thing, let's just remove it. Let's just destroy it again. All these leather boots appear to be green. That's not very good. So apparently I've got a little bit of a bug here. Anyway, let's just put all this stuff back and get back out there to. Let's put this stuff back in the way it was supposed to be, and let's get out there to the rest of our episode, or at least the thing that we saw outside, the green thing with all the shulkers, not the shulkers, the green thing with the emerald blocks and all that. So this thing is just, it looks like how you'd spawn the wither with green things and these, what do you call them, creeper heads. I praise. Drop a diamond block in every day. A diamond block every single day. Let's have a look at how many diamond blocks I do have, because that would be rather expensive if I was supposed to do that. 51. You know what? I think I might be able to get something out of this. Just a little bit. Let's be a little bit cheeky about this. So let's get some wool. Let's get some blue dye. I know I said that in the wrong order, but never mind. Let's get the blue wool. Now this doesn't look anything like a diamond block, but if we get our anvil out and dump this in, we can name this diamond block, and we can drop that in, and let's see what happens. Nothing. That's a little bit disappointing. So, whoa, wait a minute, what's this? Don't open, only the god only. So this thing's supposed to be a god, is it? Let's have a look. So that thing just drops down. That's not very good, and there's a sign in there. And now I can't get out. There we go. So that was a little bit disappointing, but I guess we can see what happens elsewhere. So now it's time to get on to the rest of the Guardian Farm project. So not the Guardian Farm project, the Stadium project. I probably said Guardian Farm because of what TYS205 said, and he was talking to me off camera about a Guardian Farm. But anyway, let's get on to our next big project. And quite a distance later, or not distance, quite a time later, we've got quite a bit of this thing now. We've got roughly a third of this thing done, and we've got quite a bit to go. However, I'm just about out of sand, so I'm going to have to start draining this thing, and I've got quite a lot of sponges, all fully dried out by plunking in the nether. So let's start on this, and it should be a little bit simpler. I've gone with a 4x4 pattern, if I don't drop the sponges, that is. Where are they? Where's that one? There it is. So I've gone with a 4x4 pattern because it's a little bit quicker to drain out than the 5x5 pattern. Because you can see that goes all the way, or should go all the way down. Then if we just go on the opposite side, we've got a nice quick pattern. Now I've not really left myself a way out of here, have I? So let's just drain one of those. This will allow me a way out, and we can get going with the rest of these. Now that we've got a bit of a space to work with, I think I'll put in some of the external parts of this stadium, and the first thing is to draw the boundary line. So what I'm going to do is, because the stadium is actually pretty poorly lit, I'm just going to completely surround it with glowstone. You can already see this mob starting to spawn because of course this is a ocean biome. There's a witch somewhere about. I can hear. There's probably one underneath, which is a little bit of a pity. But the underneath bit we worked on later. Anyway, we'll continue drawing an outline of this. There we go. And then we'll cap it off with white carpet, because that will stand out just a little bit more. So white carpet up. There definitely is a witch about somewhere. You can just hear it, I think. But we'll cover this up. Now ideally I would like to put some grass as a external boundary line on the other side of this boundary line, but that might not be able to happen because unfortunately I didn't really have a lot of space back here. I probably should have brought this thing back even further, but oh well. Now let's go find that witch. I'm sure it's under here somewhere. There it is, and he's already got me. Man, it's pretty dark on here. I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's a creeper here. There is no other mobs. Wait, no, there's something over there. There's a skeleton. And I'm going to get killed if I'm not careful. Anyway, so we've got that bit. We've got the boundary line all lit up. Hopefully there's no mobs up here that'll kill me. And we've got the boundary lit up, and we've got a lot more to do. So what we'll do now is we'll finish up the rest of this stadium. We'll finish up making it nice and pristine, nice with a nice boundary line all the way around, and go from there. However, coming back to this part of the base, I've discovered something. If you remember, we put a wool block in, naming it a diamond block. This isn't good. Next time, a real diamond block, I assume. That's not good at all. Is this thing still named diamond block? No. You know what? I never really wanted this thing anyway. Let's just get rid of it. Let's get rid of the creeper heads. Let's not destroy our base here. And let's get rid of everything in here and make it all packed away nice and neat. I probably should have broken out my axe, but that's in my ender chest ready to go. Is there anything else in here? There's just random stuff in there. Let's dump it all away and cover this thing up, and it'll be like it never happened. And there we go. If we look at that map, we've now got ourselves an entirely hollowed out stadium, or at least the bits where the stadium is going to go. We can see the ground all there. We've got ourselves a boundary line going all the way around. We've also got ourselves the a bit of a grass area around it, just a little bit. I'm planning to put just a bit of a fence here, so probably glass or the iron door, not iron doors, the iron, what's the word? Maybe iron trapdoors, or maybe wooden trapdoors, we'll see. But that is actually pretty good. However, if you look at my tools, both the pickaxe and the shovel, both of them have taken a fair bit of beating. So what I need to do now is just repair all of them. So I'm going to do my usual thing of take out my boxes of melon and of pumpkin and of beetroot and of wheat, and take it up to these things to get repaired. So I'll do that and come back and start on the next part of today's project. Oh dear, I've just discovered a massive problem. You can see I've partly repaired the pickaxe, but I've had a look at these villagers, at least the beetroot villagers, and they are not resetting their trades. I haven't traded with them in quite a few days, at least Minecraft days, and you can see every single one of these has locked out their trade, so I'm going to have to do that repair all over again. I suspect it's got something to do with the amount of beds I'm making and breaking, because if you look at the map out there, I've actually got a white bed next to the... I'm going to have to take these away as well so I don't lose the stuff. I've got the white bed next to the stadium project, and if we come up here, I believe level 3 or whatever this one is, I've got a bed in the middle, but that isn't going to do much. So I need to figure out what I'm going to do with this and make sure it doesn't unlock ever again, because I've had to repair this thing so many times. It just isn't nice to have to keep repairing it day in, day out, it seems. Alright, so we're going to do that trading hall thing in the next episode, I believe, so we can figure out what to do to make it work. Or we might just do it off camera. Anyway, you can see I've got some black glass in my inventory, not a lot, but we're just trying to do a little bit of experimentation here. So what we'll do is just do a little bit of this around the stadium and see if that looks good, because I really don't want to have to do more than one block of grass, because that just wouldn't be good. Yes, if you have played Australian Rules Football before, you do know that there's a little bit more grass here, but I can't really afford to give that space, as I just said. So we'll give this a look-see and see if this is good, and I'm looking at that and I think that does look good. You might want to put something behind it, but that can come later. Now we also want to figure out exactly where we're going to put these stands, the layout of these stands, because I do want some directly behind each goalpost, which will be on these lines. I do need somewhere where the players can come in and out, which will probably be on the corners, so maybe here, maybe a little bit on the flat side here, but that can be figured out. The interchange benches, at least in the MCG, are generally about here, or on the wings, or the corners you might say, and once again we've got the goalpost on the long edge here. So there's quite a bit of work to be done, and once again we'll be doing this over the next few episodes. But I'm looking at this and I'm thinking it's going to come really good when we have this going all the way around the stadium. Right, now that we've got our stadium fully dug out and all ready to go, it's time to start thinking about the stand itself. And what I'm thinking here is I'll just work on one side and work out exactly how I'm going to do this. So what we really need is some places to put the seats, and then some places where it'll go up by a bit. So obviously if I'm going to do it with doubles like this, double going up stands, I'm not sure the words here, but yes, if it's going to go up in length of 2, then we're not going to have quite enough. You can see already that we've only got 10 back here, and this is only going to be 5 high. So unfortunately we might have to rethink that, or we're just going to have to stick away with what we've got here. But that's a little bit of a pity that we can't quite do what I was originally intending. Of course we could go ahead and continue to do some more water clearing, but frankly I've had quite enough of that for a while. So we'll have a little bit of a think and see how we go. As I see it, we've got two different choices here. We've got the really cramped version over here where people are basically sitting on top of each other. So I'm not sure I'd be too keen if I was in a stadium like this to be sitting like this. The other option is a slightly less cramped version where we've got seats like this. People just sit right next to each other. We can't really help that, otherwise we're going to reduce by 50% the amount of our stadium. And we've got our walkway just here. It's a little bit less realistic, because I suppose at the MCG, which I'm modeling this on, there's pretty much the seat and then the thing itself. What I could do actually is have slabs or trapdoors. I'll just try that as well and see if that is a little bit better. And after a bit of investigation, we decided to go with this model over here. As you can see, I tried a couple of things. I tried the push down seat. We'd flip it down, sit on the trapdoor, and it should, in theory, string back by itself. I've also tried the half slab or slab there. All of that just doesn't look quite right. So over here, we've got the right amount of room. We've got the seat here. We've got the ability to walk between the seats and then sit down. So I think this is the best model over here. So we are going to have to push back the water quite a bit, unfortunately. So a lot more water clearing, a lot more slab placing, and a lot more sand placing and water removal. to come, but what we'll do is we'll work on getting a bit more of these bits done all over the stadium, or at least on one part of the stadium, and see how that looks. What I think I'll do is I think I'll leave the stand construction to another day, so I'll probably do that in a future episode. What I want to do now is set up a few things more for the rest of the bit, so the player entrances for the football ground that I'm trying to base this off, as well as the goalposts. Now we have 4 goalposts, and we're going to put them 6 meters apart, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's roughly the center, I think. 1, 2, 3 there, 1, 2, 3 there, so that's exactly the center. So then we need to go 3 this way as well. There we go. And 3 this way. 1, 2, 3. No, that's not quite right. It would be there. Is this going to be correct on this side? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's not correct there. So what we actually need to do is bring the goalposts in line. Actually, no, wait. That is in normal, so it should be 3 because since this is 1 to 2 scale instead of the normal 1 to 1 scale. I'm such a bit of a fool there. Anyway, let's put this, correct this. So we have 1, 2, 3. That's not exactly even, is it? So we're going to have to move that. See, I'm sort of just guesstimating here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 there, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. So we can't really help it since this is an even number here and an odd number between here, but we'll go there and there. Next we need to do is to correct this line. So bring it into line with the rest of the goalpost line, because the goalpost is the ultimate end of the ultimate goal. So let's just get this done. And remove the ones here. I probably should do that with a shovel, actually. And there we go. So what I'll do is I'll just quickly I'll get this done, and then we'll show you the next part of the goalpost setup. I decided to go ahead and just put these things in. I checked the regulations, and the goalposts need to be 3 meters apart, as mentioned. There isn't really any height limit for these. They're just a minimum height, so 3 meters, which would be 3 blocks, and 6 meters this way. So I've made these ones 6 and 10, which should be good enough for the difference. I'm not exactly sure if I should go with the full thick post or I should go with end rods, because that might be a little bit different. In fact, let's just try that for a second. I don't have any end rods on me, so I'm going to have to go get some. Having a look at the stands between the 2 different types of goalposts, the thin ones over here with the end rods and the thick ones here with the quartz pillar block, I'm definitely leaning towards the end rods. It's a lot thinner. Definitely as a player, if I was playing, I'd want to have these ones, because the ball is probably around a hand size, so a little bit bigger than a hand size. Let's just go with wider. So we'd want it, and it does hit these things occasionally, so we do want to be able to have bigger ones. And there's a phantom after me. I probably should get out of here and sleep. Let's just quickly do that. Ow, that's not good. I'm gonna have to be very careful now. But yes, I definitely prefer the thin ones, so that will be my modus operandi, to get rid of the other ones and then finish off with some more projects for the stadium. And to finish off today's episode, what I think I'll do is I'll do the rest of the markings on the ground, just using carpet. Now what we need is a 25 meter arc, or a 50 meter arc as it is in the real one. So 25 blocks away from the center point of the goalpost on each end. So it's somewhere around there. Then we need a center square, and we need a small circle in the middle, which will probably be the hardest, given that circles are just about impossible in Minecraft. So what we need to do first is find 25 meters from here. So this is 25 minus 43. That would be, why don't we just count it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 22, 23, 24, 25. So that's the 25 meter line. And we just need to mark that out all the way around so it's 25 meters out to the sides as well. And we need to do the same on the other side. Thankfully this one will be a bit quicker since we're counting up, not down. And there we have it. We've got almost all our lines that we need. We've got our 50-meter arcs, or 25-meter arcs as they are in this. We've got the center square, where only, I think it's 5 players or 6 players from each team are allowed in when the ball is bounced up. We've got our center square, or center circle, in which only the 2 ruckmen are allowed in, 1 from each side. And of course we've got the boundary line on the outside. Now we've still got to do some interchange benches somewhere along here, but we'll do that at a later date, because I think that's good. I think this looks really good. I've just made it all of carpet because it would have been a pain to have to rip up the grass and put it back up. Looking at the full thing from this angle, it definitely looks a lot more complete. And let's just go over to our maps and have a look at it from the top angle. And yes, I'm very, very happy with that. That looks just about complete. And unfortunately, that's all I've got time for today. We didn't get as much done as I would have hoped. I was hoping to have completed a lot more of these seats, but it turns out that I need to get a lot more of this water removed, which is a bit annoying. But anyway, check back in a couple of weeks, or next week hopefully, when I have got a little bit more of this done, or we might be actually going back to the castle and doing a bit more. Who knows? I'm still trying to figure that out as I go. But we'll see you in the next one. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and keep watching out for the next video. Goodbye.